Yeah.
So please, Alex, I think you could be first.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I'd like to say hi to everyone and brief introduction of our team, I suppose. So my name is Alexander Shkuratov. I'm the founder and CEO of the Island Private School. And Maria, maybe you can introduce yourself and the other panelists today.
Yeah, of course. So my name is Maria. I'm Marketing and Parents Relationship Director of the Island Private School, and I'm also a leadership coordinator of the school. So, and here we have Alex, and we have also Maria and Gronia. It's our great Montessori teachers, and they will explain the system. They will tell more about themselves and about the Montessori system, about pre-primary and primary. So, and I think Alex has like 1 or 2 minutes. So please proceed.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Maybe I'll just make a real quick intro to make one step back. As we started our school, actually, school project started more than 7 years ago with the Waldorf School, which became the Waldorf School of Limassol. We've been growing for a few years from the stage of kindergarten to the full primary school. And last year we scaled up, adding international baccalaureate program. Today we have about 500 students in our school, and very excited to move along and open a new chapter of our life, of the school life, as we are planning to add the Montessori program. Is very exciting news for all the team, and not just the leadership team, but all the teachers, as it's unbelievably amazing to see how the progressive education programs like Waldorf, IB, and Montessori can thrive in one campus. And when teachers start sharing their experiences and talk, and parents also start communicating with each other. So essentially, we're on our mission to build up and to develop a sustainable education center or institute that would combine different progressive education programs like Montessori, the one Waldorf that started by Rudolf Steiner, and the IB established by, or following the philosophy of John Dewey. And perhaps even going forward, we may consider other programs as well, like Emilia Reggio and others as well. We'll see how it goes, how life goes. So yeah, and I'd like to say that the team is working real hard to launch the program in this coming academic year. We submitted the required applications to the Ministry of Education and the curriculum, and various required documents. We're also expanding our school sites, school premises to go ahead with the program. This year we're planning to start with the 2 programs, one for pre-primary students or kindergarten students from 3 to 5 years old, or 3 to 6, they can turn 6 during the course of the program. And the other would be the first group of children from like 6, or 7, 8, 9 years old. That is also very exciting. So we would be the second school in Cyprus, following the great school in Nicosia, that is also licensed as a Montessori school. We're very, very blessed to have Angeliki helping us, the founder of the school as well, to the extent possible. So really exciting, new stage, new step of our lives, life of our school. And we prepared following slides, and maybe I'll just pass the floor to our team, and Maria will take a lead on this conversation, introducing other people.
Yeah. Of course. So I'm glad to see all of you here, and today we will speak about the whole concept of the school just a little bit, and of course about Montessori. Alex, do you have more minutes to provide your ideas about progressive education, or you
Sure, I can say a few words as well.
Yeah. So okay, first of all, we will discuss the concept of the whole Island Private School, then we will move to Montessori program and go deeper there. And of course, we will discuss some other matters such as buses, lunches, and so on and so on. And the most important questions about next steps. So yeah, as Alex said, we are international English-speaking progressive polysystemic schools. Lots of maybe difficult words, but we will explain it all. We are providing the program from the kindergarten to graduation. And yes, we are fully licensed school. And now we are in process of receiving a license for Montessori pre-primary and primary as well.
Yeah, well, there's a interesting statement by the former Secretary of Defense of the United States, that the United States of America, Secretary of Education, sorry, and he said that today, when we teach our children, we don't really know what professions they're going to have in the future because of their dynamically changing world. We don't know what technology they're going to use, and we don't know even further. We don't even imagine the problems that they're going to solve, and all this complexity is in our is a reality already today. And you've heard, have everybody heard about ChatGPT and other innovations just came just a few weeks ago, but this just unbelievably exponential trend of growing technology and throughout all aspects of our lives. So if you look at this slide, and the school should be ready for it. And the question is, what do we do about it? So the question is that on the left-hand side, you see the traditional education model that usually is followed by, like I would say, traditional schools or conventional schools, like British curriculum, like Russian national curriculum or Greek national curriculum, that they're predominantly focused on 3 R's, or reading, writing, and arithmetics, on knowledge. So they want to make sure that our children know a lot, right? But with ChatGPT, for example, and not just that, but many other things, it's not so important anymore to have a database, to know the collection of facts, or be a database of different facts. What is more important is to have skills, what they call sometimes 4C skills, or collaboration, creativity, communication, critical thinking, and the lifelong learning skills as well. Why it's so important? Because we should expect that during the course of the lives of our children, they should change their professions several times, not jobs, not like moving from one marketing role to another marketing role, but moving from marketing to computer science, or to to get a medical degree going forward. So in this complex and dynamically changing world, this is what's going to expect it. So to be ready for that, we don't just need load our children with data, and it's not really important. It's more important to prepare them for life, to prepare them for learning for the whole life, for the rest of their life, as adults and as young men and women initially. Yeah, Maria, please go ahead.
Yes.
And how the good news is that there are already solutions for that. You see, there are what they call progressive education models, like Partnership for 21st Century, World Economic Forum models that are more academic, but also there are at least 3 of them. There are many more of them, but for the sake of our presentation, there are 3 applied models as well, like the International Baccalaureate, Montessori, and Waldorf. So all these models follow the humanistic approach, pedagogical approaches, and through different methods. They're all different, but at the same time, they have a lot of things in common. What just presented on the previous slide. They really focus on skills and the shaping of the human being holistically, not just develop the brain, but develop as Rudolf Steiner once said, develop the head, the heart, and the hands. I think similar, not exactly like that worded, but similar concept would apply to both Montessori and IB as well. And the way we design our school is by adding progressive education concepts, as we said, like the 3 of them are on this slide. And we are English-speaking school, international English-speaking school. So the language of teaching is English. Would have Greek as the required language in Cyprus, but also a selection of the 3rd language would be either or Russian or Ukrainian or other European languages that we're going to introduce, German, French, Spanish, and others as well. So we're building up an education hub, a center, which in a way would probably be somewhat unique to the world, where of course we'll be learning for children, but also we'd like to open up to the community to the extent possible, be transparent for visitors from around not just Limassol or Cyprus, but also for all around the world. So on the back of the school, we're planning to establish the Institute of Progressive Education, where we'll be measuring academic results of our children and their well-being and the well-being of the teachers. And we're planning to introduce the teacher training centers and programs for people, for teachers all around the world. So it's very exciting to deliver on the mission of doing something great, not just for Limassol or Cyprus, but on a world scale basis. And our mission, why we do this, actually, if you read just the first line, I think that's the core of that. So we make a wholesome impact on the world. We came up with a statement already several years ago at the start of the Waldorf School, and then we expanded it to what is written out on the slide. How we do that? We do it via educating children, our children, just to preparing them for life with a positive mindset, not just children, but also the whole community. So these are the important pillars of our to explain our existence and why we do things. And also, of course, we want to make our students prepared for life on a world scale basis to be capable, competent, and children who respect others and celebrate diversity. Maria, maybe I'll hand over to you here.
Sure, of course. So as Alex mentioned, we have 3 different programs here in the school, 3 different educational tracks. So one is Waldorf, one is International Baccalaureate, and the third one is Montessori. And we will have 3 of them in pre-primary, in our preschool. So we could enroll students from 3 years old to 5 years old to this step. And as well, we will have the same variety in the primary from grade 1 to grade 6, Waldorf, IB, or Montessori. And if I'm talking about secondary school, as per now, we have only International Baccalaureate program there, and we expect to grow it. So as per now, we have grades from 1 to 9, and next year it will be from 1 to 10, and so on and so on. And we expect to have a grade 11 and 12 in International Baccalaureate track as well. And IB, we split the whole program in 3 parts: primary years program, middle years program, and diploma program. So if I'm talking about graduation, all students who will pass the exam will receive an IB diploma, which is recognized by the most important university all around the world. But let's get back to our today's presentation. We will talk about Montessori program for pre-primary and primary. And next year, we will have groups in pre-primary for students 3, 4, and 5 years old, and we will have one huge grade in primary from grade 1 to grade 3. So if I'm talking about this current year, now we have 2 programs, and we expect to open 3rd one in September 2023. And we opened, as Alex mentioned before, we opened our school in September 2022. Now we are working in our temporary campus. We built it during 83 days. It was like a miracle here in Cyprus. And we use for this purpose, we use a technology of sandwich panel. So each class and each group have their own small house, let's say, but it's quite comfortable. It's double glazing. It's with 2 modern air condition, and it's quite comfortable inside. And the size is quite okay. And all equipment, all, I don't know, furniture and so on, we use very nice and comfortable one. And we also use outdoor toys from company Kampan, made in Poland and Germany. So we are quite prepared for the next academic year. But we actually have a plan to move to our main campus in September 2025. You can see on the slide, you can see the old version of the design, but now we are working on a new one, and I hope that we will present it soon. So it will be a huge educational hub, and the school, as per now, as Alex mentioned, we have up to 500 students, and in new campus we will have up to 2,200 maybe students. So we will be one of the largest school here in Cyprus.
Maria, just a quick remark. So right now our capacity actually is 700 students technically, but we're expecting to expand by September this year, this September 23, up to 1,000 students. So already have 1,000 student capacity school. And then by September 25, as Maria rightfully said, we expect to grow up to 2,200 students. And we already in the at the final stages of design of the concept and some details. We involved international architects starting from like Letovo School, who built a very nice school in Moscow, to also the international architects from the UK, the company called Scott Brownrigg. It's an international design firm with the offices in the UK, US, and Singapore, who designed several international schools worldwide. So that's currently in the process of being set up. And maybe final small remark here, that again, why we are excited about this project, not just about the school, but also this is a much bigger project where around the school, we're going to build a big residential community, gated community with apartments, villas, townhouses, like a piazza with cafes, restaurants, a lot of sports facilities, and even a business park for IT companies, like co-working center. So it will be a small and new district of Limassol, I would say, growing around our school, which is very convenient for residents and parents who want to live and live there and go to school.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. So if you're talking about our school, we have a truly international team from all around the world. So as per now, it's from more than 15 countries, but maybe it's like even more as per now, and we are growing fast. So this year we have, I think it's 110, something around it. And next year we expect to be 150, to have 150 teachers here, and from, I don't know, 20, 25 countries all around the world. And I'm really glad to pass the word to my colleagues, Maria and Granny. So they are very experienced teachers. And as far as I understand, Maria, you are in Cyprus right now, right? And Grania will relocate here during the summer. So please, few words about yourself. And I'm really glad that you are a part of the team right now. So
would you like me to start?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So hi, my name is Grania. Grania Barry. I come from Dublin, Ireland, where I trained and worked for a little bit before I started traveling. So I've worked many years in China and Switzerland, and a little bit in Germany and the Czech Republic as well. So a lot of experience in different international Montessori schools, and I'm looking forward to coming to Cyprus and learning about Cyprus culture and starting in the Montessori.
Great.
Thank you.
Great to meet you, Maria. You could please switch on your microphone.
Yep. Okay, now.
And now it's okay.
Good evening, my name is Maria. I was working for almost 11 years in Poland in different Montessori schools. They were always bilingual schools, English and Polish speaking. So I had an experience with children from 1 year old up to 9 years old. I moved to Cyprus 3 years ago because it was always my dream to live next to the sea. So the dream come true, and I'm very happy here, and I'm excited to start a new adventure in the island school.
Great, great, nice to meet you. And let's talk about Montessori.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, thanks. So why Montessori? So Montessori is a completely different way of learning and teaching, designed to prepare children for success in a global world. So a Montessori class is not just a class, it's an education for a rapidly changing world. and it's an education for life. Choosing a Montessori environment for your child has many benefits, and known for its individually placed learning and fostering independence, the Montessori method also encourages empathy, a passion for social justice, and a joy for lifelong learning. So if you are a parent that sees children as immensely capable and equally value the importance of children's well-being and academics, then you yourself also have a Montessori mindset and have certain aspirations for your child. A huge benefit with Montessori is that the child is active within their own pace and rhythms. So a little bit about Montessori as well. The Montessori education is based on the findings of Dr. Maria Montessori's research. So she was the second female physician in Italy, and she applied her degrees in anthropology and biology to the study of children, and the first Montessori school was founded in Rome in 1907. Working with disadvantaged children, Dr. Montessori was struck by how avidly the children absorb knowledge from their surroundings. Given the developmentally appropriate materials and the freedom to follow their interests, they taught themselves in a joyful and explorative manner. This pedagogical model is based on a deep respect towards children, their rhythms, their needs and interests. We always work towards the independence of children so that they achieve higher levels of autonomy according to their stage of development. She believed that the goal of the education process was to cultivate a child's natural desire to learn. Thank you. So I think I'm going to hand you over to Maria, who's going to talk a little bit more about the Montessori materials.
Yes, okay. So Montessori materials are hands-on learning tools that are designed to provide children with opportunities to discover the key learning outcomes throughout the repetition and practice. So each material teaches only one skill, and we are teaching the skills in the primary education, and then we're developing we're starting in pre-primary, and then we're developing in the primary education. We have 5 different areas of the Montessori materials: practical life, sensorial materials, math, language, geography, and science. So each of those areas are, thank you. Each of those areas we can see in every classroom on every level. The beauty of the Montessori materials is that each of them provide with the control of error, which means that the teachers does not, thank you. It means that the teacher does not intervene in the child's work after the work has been presented to the child. Our children are getting instant feedback on their progress, and they are supported in development of a healthy self-esteem. We are teaching them that what they feel, what they see, and what they achieve, it's their own success. After the Montessori school, children doesn't rely on the adult feedback. They are motivated to try the new things and take the risk. They are in control of their own learning, and they don't have to rely on other people's judgment, which I personally think it's very important in the modern world. The moving from the concrete to abstract is the foundation of the Montessori education. As you can see the picture on the right, this is the golden bead material. So it shows us the decimal system. We can see the unit, we can see the 10, we can see 100, we can see 1,000, and children in the pre-primary school, they can touch, they can feel, they can use all the senses to get the knowledge about the numbers, and then they can move to the abstract thinking, and it's easier for them to understand all the math concepts after they can touch and feel everything in the pre-primary. Okay, thank you.
Maria, could you please check your camera? I think it's something with it because we can see only black screen.
Okay, now
it's better.
now I'm back. Okay, great.
So let's move on. Okay.
Mm. Okay, so I can. We have in the Montessori classroom, we have children, of course, which are the most important. We have the teacher and we have environment. It's extremely important. The environment is extremely important in the Montessori classrooms because the well-prepared environment will guide the children to get more knowledge, to be more interested in all the areas in the classroom. So should I keep going or maybe? Okay, so as long as we're talking about the Montessori materials, we said a little bit about the control of error. So this will help us, and this will help our children to be more independent in every in the future life, but not just materials help with the independency. Our children can choose with what they're working, where they're working, and when they're working. So they become responsible for their teaching progress. Play is work, which means that we can play with all the materials which we have in the classroom, all the activities, but we are treating the play as a work because each part of the classroom will give us some skills, will help us to grow. That's what about the prepared environment we already said. The observation. Observation is very important in the Montessori classrooms. It's a base for the individual planning for each child. So teacher will observe what are the children's interests, what they like to do, on which level they're supposed to work, because as we know, we have 3 different age group in each Montessori classroom. And we're not encouraging children to work according to their age, but according to their skills and interest. Freedom within the limits, it means that children can, like I said, children can choose with what they're working, when they're working, or where they're working. Limits is just a respect for other people. And hands-on learning, that it means that whatever we have in the classroom, children can play with, they can touch, and it's for them. Thank you.
Thank you, great. And let's move to pre-primary. So I think it's very important to understand how Montessori pre-primary look like.
Yes, so a little bit more about the pre-primary classroom or the pre-primary years. So 3 to 6 is the age for the pre-primary, and their developmental period when children are particularly sensitive to taking in information. So Dr. Montessori observed that children in this stage of life appear to absorb information nearly effortlessly from the environment surrounding them. To take advantage of this natural occurring tendency for comprehension through doing, touching, and experiencing, Montessori pre-primary classrooms are very carefully prepared. So we offer concrete materials, hands-on, like Maria was talking about, and self-directed and self-correcting materials. The students use these Montessori materials to understand more abstract concepts, which in more traditional environments they might not see. So the Montessori teachers offer guidance and lessons, ensuring exposure to a broad range of activities while allowing each child to follow their own interests and pace. In this way, the pre-primary student lays the foundation upon which virtually all the later learning will be built. So this is their time to explore all the materials that are on offer to them in the classrooms. Ideally, a child enters one of the pre-primary classrooms at 3 years old and remains in the same environment for the 3 consecutive years, growing and learning at their own pace. Children are free to explore and also receive lessons for each material. With the mixture of ages, the children experience the freedom of learning at their own pace, rather than one that has been predetermined as appropriate for their chronological age. So once the children receive a lesson and understand the concept of the material, then they're free to move on. So they don't always have to wait for a whole class to be ready to move on, which is the beauty of the Montessori classroom as well. Everything is individual and at each child's pace. So leadership skills develop naturally, and the pre-primary program provides an enriching hands-on learning experience. Formulated materials for maths, for language, sensorial exploration, and practical life. There's art, science, and geography. And by the time a child has completed a 3-year Montessori pre-primary cycle, they are likely to be reading or doing addition and subtraction in the abstract. So they are comfortably working independently, as well as acting as a leader and being part of a group. They are focused enough to concentrate on and complete a complex series of tasks happily. Making choices and using coordinated movements to accomplish tasks leads the child towards self-regulation and self-control. So in addition to children developing observation and problem-solving skills. So there's a lot of things that the children will leave the pre-primary classroom with, ready to start in the primary classroom.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And let's move to primary. And of course, I think it's very important to understand about Montessori primary.
So when we're talking about the primary Montessori, we need to remember that the mind of the child already changed. Like Gronia said, first we have absorbent mind, and now primary school education is a passage from sensory to abstract thinking. I'm sorry, to abstract thinking and imagination. Now, for our children, there is the capacity to learn an enormous amount and lay up a great store of cultural information. So what we're doing, we're starting with our cosmic Montessori plan, which is based on the 5 great Montessori lessons. We all know that children love stories. So we will start with telling the stories. First story is about coming of the universe and earth. Then we will talk about coming of life, then human beings, communication and writing, and the story of numbers. And these are the seeds for all science. So we're starting with stories, and we're gonna meet our children. We will see where their interests lie. And then we can start with the personalized individual plan for each child. So we need to remember that the primary education in the Montessori lower elementary classroom, we're talking about 3 years, the same like in the pre-primary education. So we also have milestones which we need to achieve, but we are giving the children 3 years to achieve all the aims which we're putting on them in the curriculum. We are also providing lessons and presentations. We have materials and activities which they can put their hands on, exactly like in the primary school. But we are also starting to work with the abstract thinking. Okay, thank you. So, like we said, the Montessori primary curriculum is based on the 5 great lessons. And what's very important, and the elementary skills are not isolated in the subjects. We are talking about the whole world, about the universe, our math skills, our language skills. They are all together, and we're working on the projects together with children. We can, when we're talking about the primary education, we need to remember that the social interactions are extremely important for children. That's why we're giving them opportunity to work in the small groups, to work on the projects together, and to present them to the in front of the classroom. Another thing very important in the primary education is that the children at this age, they are trying to understand the morality and justice. So we are making the community, our classroom is a community. Children in many Montessori classrooms hold class meetings, which they run themselves. This is the way they can learn about the social interaction, how to respect other people, other children, and they're becoming more and more responsible for their own environment and for their own learning skills. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great. So yeah, I think that's it about the main part, let's say, about Montessori. And I didn't mention that if you have any questions, please, you have a special section Q&A. Feel free to write down any question, and we will move to these parts after in the end of our presentation. We will answer all your questions, so it's not a problem. So in our school, we have a full day program, and we discuss the first part of the day, academic part about Montessori, and then usually it's up until 2:30. And if I'm talking about second part of the day, we have a variety of labs and clubs here. So some of the examples, you can see it on the screen. It's both for pre-primary and primary. So you and your child have an opportunity to choose some different activities in the second part of the day, like a cooking club, inquiry lab, communication lab, sports, arts, and so on and so on. Part of these labs and clubs are included in the fees or price of the whole full day package. But for others, we have some external partners here in our school, for example, Wood Wizards or Aris is a football club who are providing the extra labs and clubs. And if you want to join these activities, it could be an extra fee for you, but we will discuss the fees a little bit later. So, and of course, usually there are a lot of questions about language. And as we mentioned before, we are English speaking school. So the language of instruction of the whole program, both in the second part of the day and in the first part of the day, is English. But of course, your child could sometimes could have some problem with it, but anyway, we'll try to support them. So we know how to do it, and our teachers know how to do it, how to help students with the gap of level of English. So of course, we have different levels of language inside each classes and group of pre-primary, but we try to help them to improve the English skills. So if we're talking about operations, usually we start in the middle of September, as all school here in Cyprus, and we are working until the end of June. This current year, we started a little bit later because we were waiting for the Ministry of Education approval, but next year we expect that we will start, as far as I remember, on 11th of September. And the school is opened from 8 o'clock in the morning, and lessons start at 8:30, and usually program is up until 2:30. And as I mentioned before, from 2:30 till 6, we have extra curriculum activities, after school activities, so you can actually prepare your own program as a puzzle. And if I'm talking about school bus, this service is provided for students from Limassol area. This year we have 2 routes, and maybe we will add more next year as soon as we will have more students from all around the Limassol and Limassol area. And in our school we have no uniform, both in pre-primary and the primary, so just a smart casual dress code for your students, so forget about buying uniform and so on and so on. And if you're talking about meal, we are providing hot lunches for our students. For pre-primary, we usually packed. We are usually packing it in the lunch boxes and bring it to the classrooms. And if you're talking about primary, they will have a chance to come to canteen by themselves. And we have 2 lines. Usually, it's soup, 2 or 3 types of main dishes, side dishes, salad bar, and fruits for dessert. And usually we have standard vegetarian or vegan options if needed. And in the second part of the day, Uptown Square bring us nice snacks. Actually, you can your students can buy it as well. So about locations, so maybe if you did not have a chance to come and to see it by yourself, so our school is located near the Limassol. It's around, I think it's less than 10 minutes from highway, from the Trodes roundabout on the way to Trodes. So as I mentioned before, this year we are in the temporary campus, and in 2025 we expect to move to the new campus, but it will be in the same location. And Montessori groups and classes will be also here near the Palode area. And about FACE, so you can see it on the screen, and you can also find it on our website. Actually, the FACE are the same, sorry, for the all programs. So we have two options here. You can pay 3 times per year per each term, or you can pay for the full year. The FACE include all materials, include afternoon care, all these clubs and labs, but it do not include bus services, food, trips, clubs, and some clubs that I mentioned before. If you want to choose something, some clubs which are provided by our external partners, then it could be some extra fees. And you can also see some orange lines and calculation here on the screen. That's because all our families will get 30% discount up until the new buildings open. So since we'll move to our main campus, then this discount will disappear. And if I'm talking about next steps, so I hope that all of you have already filled the registration form on our website. If no, I will show you the address on the screen a little bit later. So it's step number 0. You need to fill the registration form there. And after it, usually it's during 3 days, you will receive an email with a link to the huge Google form, both for pre-primary and for primary. Please fill it carefully, because it's very important for us to receive more information about your family, about your children or your child. And after it, we will organize an online meeting with teacher. And if you are talking about pre-primary, tomorrow you will all our families, all our parents who filled this registration form will receive a link to choose slots, to book your slot to online meeting with teacher for pre-primary. And we will start, finally, we will start the process of admission and enrollment for the next academic year. So you can see the address of our website on the screen if needed, isl.cy. You can also use our channel on Telegram, the Island School. And if you have any questions, again, now I will answer. Please choose the Q&A section. You can write down your question, and if you will have any question after, you can call us, or you can send us a letter, info@isl.cy, and we will be glad to answer. So yeah, it's like 45 minutes. I think we mentioned all important information. We covered all areas that we wanted, and I think it's time to move to questions. Thank you so much for being with us today, and let's check our questions. So if you don't mind, I will read it and we will answer it one by one. So first, hello, my daughter is turning 3 in October. Is she still able to enroll in September for 2023-24 academic year? Thank you. So usually we are enrolling students from who is 3 years old in September. So you can try to do it in October, but you need to understand that you will spend like 4 years in pre-primary, because unfortunately, due to Cyprus law, your daughter could not go to the grade 1 until she will be 6 in the the 1st of September. So anyway, she will spend like then 4 years in pre-primary. Okay. Hello, we've applied in February. When can we expect the invitation to interview? Thank you. As I mentioned before, we will tomorrow we will send an email with the link to time slots, and you could choose your time slot and proceed with the interview finally. So we will start it in like very soon. Please tell me, the Montessori system involves free works. In the photo is a standard class in a regular school. Do you intend to keep the standard class as in the photo? Can you also elaborate on the size of the class and how many children are they designed for? So let's start with the numbers. So if we're talking about pre-primary, we will have one huge classroom. We expect to have there up to 40 students there, as far as I understand. And but if you're talking about furniture and so on, it won't be a regular class, right? So it will be designed and it will be prepared according to Montessori system, according to Montessori requirements. It was Maria, right? All things that we mentioned about Montessori materials, of course, will be there. So Maria, if you want to explain more about the design of Montessori room, please proceed.
So, we said about we started with the numbers about the 40 children. So the very important thing is to understand that even if when we have a big classroom with 40 children, they're not doing one thing at the same time. So it means that the children are everywhere in the classroom and they're using different activities, different materials at the different time. They can work when they're sitting at the table, they can work on the floor, on the mat, or anywhere where they're safe and comfortable. And all the shelves in the Montessori classroom are accessible for the children. They can use whatever they see and whatever they interested in. And they can also play in the garden, not just inside the classroom. So all the equipment which is required for all 5 areas I've mentioned before, it's going to be provided in the Montessori classroom. I don't know, Gronia, if you want to add something.
No, you're right. That the children will be hopefully working in all 5 areas of the class, so they're not all condensed in one space. So different people, they'll be working in practical life, sensorial, all the different areas, and all the furniture will be child size and especially made for the children. Yeah.
Great, thank you. So I want to mention that the photo we used for the deck was not the real photo from our school. I mean, we used in the Montessori section only. It was pictures, of course, from the internet, but we will design and prepare a classroom properly for the Montessori as well. So how many kids do you expect in the pre-primary? How many kids per one teacher do you plan to have? So correct me if I'm wrong. It will be 10 students per one teacher, right?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned before, it will be up to 40 students in pre-primary in this huge group. When can we apply for an open day of IB program? If you're talking about application for IB program, you can, if you're talking about enrollment, sorry, you can also use our website and there is a special sector there. If you're talking about open day, it was in January and you can find the record of this workshop also on our website and feel free anyway, if you are interested in IB Montessori or Waldorf, feel free to come to the school premises. So every Wednesday at 9 o'clock in the morning, we have a school tour. So feel free to come and we will show you the school and we will happy to answer all of your questions. Our teachers, English native speakers. So let's discuss who is native speakers here, if we're talking about like if we could see that if you feel that native speakers are only those who were born in America or United Kingdom, then no. If we're talking that all our teachers are fluently English speakers, yes, they are. So as far as Maria, you were born in
Poland.
In Poland, yeah, and Ronia, you were born in
Ireland.
Ireland, yeah. So like, it's up to you if you want to find here only teachers from United Kingdom or America. So unfortunately, you won't find it. But all our teachers are English speakers. How many children are there again, and how many? Yes, we've discussed it. How pupils adapt to the IB program from Montessori after 6th grade. Does the education level of Montessori pupils corresponds to the IB pupils? So as per now, we will. So I will try, and you will correct me because I'm not a teacher, but I will try. So next year we will have a Montessori program from grade 1 to grade 3, and usually, of course, all students will have a chance to switch between programs, even from IB to Montessori or to Waldorf, or from Waldorf to Montessori or whatever. So unfortunately, as per now, we have no experience how to switch students from Montessori to IB. But as far as I understand, again, we will, as what we're doing with Waldorf now, we're trying to understand the IB system and try to, Waldorf teachers are trying to understand the system and try to prepare some worksheets, for example, for students to prepare them for IB programs. So maybe we will organize something similar.
So what we can add here, that we need to remember that in the Montessori program, we will be working, and we have a curriculum, we have a base, and we do know that we do have goals, and we do know that we know the skills which children need to achieve. The difference is that we are working in the 3 years with a 3 years program. So from the pre-primary 3 to 5 years old, the primary from 6 to 9, and on the end of the story, when the children are 9, they will be ready to join different programs, whatever they need or whatever they want to go. And that's the main aim of the Montessori education, to prepare the children to be confident in any environment, wherever they go. So that's like, that's what I think.
Okay. Thank you. Will kids of the age 3 and 5 be in the same class? Yes, they will.
Yes.
Where can I see pictures or videos of the pre-primary classes? So if we're talking about current classes, as I mentioned before, this current year we have Waldorf and IB classrooms, and you can find it on our website, on our videos, on YouTube channel, and or you can come to the school and see it by yourself. If we're talking about Montessori classes, we are preparing it, and I hope that we will share these pictures and videos, I think, during the summer when we will be ready. When will the assessment process start? As I mentioned, tomorrow. So, will it be easy for a child to move from primary Montessori to the IB for the first education? I think we already answered it. We are interested to start from pre-primary 3 years old, but he's very active and did not say at any kindergartens earlier. Will the teacher be able to help to get used to Montessori, or should we start to adapt it at home more so that's easier for transition?
No, I think, I mean, all children at 3 years age are 3 years of age are very active, so there's no problem that way. And of course, we will welcome them into the class. There's no, what they need to prepare for is just for starting school in general, not specific for the Montessori. You don't need to worry about that.
Okay, thank you. When will be the family residences ready? How can we see the presentation prices? So I'm not sure this is a goal of our today's meeting, but I want to mention that our school, it will be the first priority if we're talking about the order of development here. And as per now, we do not have any deck that we could share, but as soon as we will be ready, we will do it, of course. Kindly could you inform if Montessori team have a Montessori AMI certificate? To be honest, I don't know what's it, but maybe you know.
AMI is a type of training. So I'm actually St. Nicholas trained because I trained here in Ireland. And then Maria.
I was trained in Poland. I finished postgrad studies at the Warsaw University in Poland with the Montessori method.
Okay, great. And I also want to mention that, of course, we do not have the whole Montessori team here today in our presentation. We are in process of hiring, and of course, we will have more teachers both in pre-primary and primary. And both Maria and Gronia will work in pre-primary, and we'll have more teachers in primary as well. So next, 2 questions. When you are expecting to get the license of the Montessori pre-primary? And the second, is it possible for children with low level ACD and speech delay to be a student of the Montessori pre-primary and primary? So first, if we're talking about license, we are in process of receiving it, as Alex mentioned. We hope that we will receive it before the beginning of the school year. And of course, we will inform you about it. But as per now, we do have a license for the pre-primary, both Waldorf and IB. So we know how to do it. We are on track. And I think we passed more than a half of this week. And the second question, I think, is more for our teachers. Should I read it once again?
Please, yeah.
Is it possible for children with low-level ACD and speech delay to be a student of the Montessori pre-primary and primary?
So, like, in my opinion, all the children are welcome in the classroom. And because we're working, like we both mentioned before, on different levels, and the materials are designed for everyone, and everybody can find something interest, and we can support the child development in many ways on many different levels. For me, absolutely yes.
Yes, I would be the same. I mean, they may need some extra support, but you don't know that until they come into the classroom. But yes, absolutely, yeah.
Thank you. Please, can you tell the main campus will be in the same place? Yes, it will be in the same area, a little bit. Okay, so it's like maybe 200 meters nearer to Limassol, so the same location. Assessment will be online. Yes, the assessment procedure will be online. If we are planning to enter preschool in 2024, can we register now in order to reserve a spot for a child? Unfortunately, as per now, we open the registration procedure for the next academic year only. And I think we will start the assessment for the academic year 2024-25 since next June. Oh, no, June, sorry, January. So next winter. Could you share a standard layout for the day for pre-primary? How kids spend time, how much play, tasks, etc.?
So generally, when the children come in, you can either start the day with a circle time, so introducing the children to songs, saying hello to each other. It's their time to chat and give their news either about the weekend or the day before, going through the calendar, days of the week, things like that. That's one way to start the day, or the children can come in straight away and start working independently on materials. So again, that's individually up to the teachers how they start their day. It's a 3-hour work cycle, so the children will work in the classroom while teachers are giving individual lessons. The children are independently working around the class. And then usually it comes to 11:30 for lunchtime and playtime. I'm not sure if you have the same, Maria.
Almost the same.
Yeah.
The only different is because the weather here in Cyprus is beautiful. So
Okay.
sometimes,
I haven't had them.
sometimes we just have our working cycle outside with the materials from the classroom.
That must be very nice. Yeah.
But exactly the same way, like you said.
Yeah.
Anya, I hope that you will have a chance to check it by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. So let's move to the next question. How teacher helps the kid to adapt to the learning process if kids cannot tell about the issues in English?
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Keep
So with my experience, so in working with Chinese children, even if they had no English, there was always a way. There was lots of sign language, lots of pictures and pointing and things like that that would get you started. I always had, and then I always had little translators in the class. So you always had children either can help you out, other children in the class can help you out, or other teachers. So it's always a bit of an adventure, at the start, but the children get used to it very quickly, I find.
Great, thank you. Could you please advise who should have an online meeting with teacher during enrollment process? Do you mean children, the child, or parents? So as far as I understand, the whole family, right?
I'm sorry.
So again, who should have an online meeting with teachers during enrollment process? So
sorry, the whole family. Yes, it's just very, very brief to meet the children, but also to chat with the parents. Yes, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Should we start to learn English actively before September? Child has almost zero knowledge.
As a pleasure, yes. We can sing songs, we can play in English, we can have some games but as long as the child enjoy the process, not to push too hard, because we want happy children and not scared of the language. And like Grania said before, we always have little translator with someone who can help, and the body language, and it's going to be fine on the end of the story. So let's just make it as a pleasant experience from the beginning.
Great. Will you share the slides? Yes, we will share the records of the whole meeting. We will post it on our website, and we will send a link via emails as well. So, hello, I have an invitation in Montessori class for my daughter, second class. When do you start assessment to this class? Thank you. So we will start from pre-primary, and we will proceed with primary very soon. Wait for the invitation. Please wait for the invitation. Is the school a member of the Montessori AMI Association?
So we answered that question.
Yeah. How many teachers will handle 40 pupils in the class, observing their different needs? How many teachers? Yes, how many teachers will handle 40 pupils in the class, observing their different needs and interests? We said before that we will have 10 students per one teacher. If there are 40 children in one room, how many tutors are in the room? No, not 40 students per one teacher. No, 10 students per one teacher. No. Please do not be afraid. It was a misunderstanding. How does it work with siblings? I have two kids, which I intend on sending. They only 18 months apart. Will they be in the same class? If they are from 3 to 5 years old, yes, they will be in the same class. Sounds great. Thank you. You're welcome. How many places do you have? We applied to IB and Waldorf, but it seems you don't have any availability. Yes, unfortunately, if I talk about pre-primary in IB or Waldorf, we are near to be full. But if I'm talking about pre-primary in primary in Montessori, we are in the beginning of our admission process. So as per today, all places are available. But again, it's better not to delay it. So again, it is a question about school tour. If you want to come for a school tour, yes, it's better to fill the form on our website. You can find the special button school tour, and you can come again every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. If 6th year will be in October, could we get to preschool? How many teachers in the preschool? Which language teachers speaking? And if is anybody understand and speak Russian? So yes, if 6 years will be in October, then you need to go to pre-primary. And as we mentioned before, we will have a huge group in pre-primary, up to 40 students, and we will have 4 teachers per this group. And as far as I understand, as per now, all 2 teachers are speaking English, but in our school, yes, we have some teachers and assistant and learning support team members who are speaking Russian. And I think if the child will have any problems, like, of course, we could invite somebody who will help. Do I need to make an appointment for an interview to visit the school? Or again, if you're talking about school tour, please, you can use our website and click the button school tour. If you're talking about the online interview, you will receive a link and you will choose the time slot that is suit you, and you will come to the interview. Is it possible to transfer to another program from after 1 year of study, for example, from Montessori to IB? Yes, you can switch between programs, from IB to Montessori, from Montessori to Waldorf or whatever, but we ask you not to do it during the school year. It's better to do it during the summer. And as per now, we have some transferring process from IB to Waldorf and vice versa, and for Montessori as well. Where can I find the presentation of the pre-primary Waldorf and IB program? You can find it on our website. There are records posted there. I will double check it. If no, then I will post it, or you can also send us an email and ask us to send you this record, so we will share it. If a child at 3 years old enters Montessori program, can we change to the IB program? Yes, we answered yes, you could, or vice versa. If you are in the IB program right now, you can switch to Montessori program after 1 year if needed. When do you expect to get license for Montessori? Yes, we answered it. How are children assessed? So if you're talking about the admission process, or are you talking about admission process, or are you talking about assessment during the school year? So we can, of course, we can explain both.
So during assessment during the school year would be our record keeping and our observations. So we will, going through each material, you see how the children are progressing through each material, and you take daily records and weekly records, and then there will be some reports as well during the year.
Yeah, and if you're talking about admission, could you explain how this interview will look like for our parents?
It's more of an I would say it's more of an informal, just meeting the children. As it's online, it's not going to be, it won't be long, or it won't be formal meeting. Once we're in the campus, it's for the children just to come in and see the classroom and see the materials and things like that. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Will you share the slides? Yes, we'll share the record. Thank you very much for the presentation, everything. It was really cool, just brilliant. Good luck with all your efforts. Thank you. Just to double check, When you mentioned that you are accepting applications only for the next academic year, what do you exactly mean by next year? Is it September 23-24 or September 24-25? I meant 24 September 23, June 24. Yeah, so next academic year. How does the Montessori method work for a child that has difficulty in sensory regulation?
Perfect. That's the environment we should go, because like we mentioned, the sensorial experience in Montessori classroom, it's incredible. It's lots of materials which are hands-on. We have different fabrics, we have different things in the classroom which children can touch. So fabrics, one thing. The other thing is the children can move a lot because they're not sitting in one place. They're taking things from the shelf. They need to put them back. They can work on the floor. They can work at the table. They can be outdoors. So there is the sensory experience is enormous, and the amount what the child can do is incredible according to any sensorial needs. That's the environment, I would say.
Yes. Yeah.
Great, thank you. How many kids max supposed to be in the group? Montessori system, it's about calm atmosphere and individual approach. So we think we covered it, so it will be up to 40 students. But as my colleagues mentioned, of course, Montessori system is about individual approach. And as far as I understand, not all of the students will do the same during one time. It will be different areas for all of them. So, and the classroom will be huge, so they will have a chance to organize a different space for different activities there. And of course, teachers will assist them and help them to organize it. Do preschool children need to be potty trained?
It would be great. But you know how it is. Sometimes you are potty trained, sometimes you're in the middle of the potty training,
Yeah.
and sometimes you need a little bit more time.
Mm.
So like the goal is just to be potty trained, but if not, we can support, I think. I don't know, Gronia, what do you think
Yes,
about it?
yes, I think so. I think the aim would be yes, but obviously, yes, if you're in the middle of it, we're there to support. Yes.
And of course, I want to mention that we have toilets inside the classroom, so there is no need to run long distance. So yeah, it will help as well. So is it possible that the child will not be admitted after the teacher assessment?
I don't like the word assessment.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think it was a question about admission, and I will try to answer and you will correct me. So usually we are not talking about that, I don't know, some child is good or bad, so good enough, let's say, for the school.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
we're talking that, so we know our reality, we know our system, we know the numbers in the classroom and so on and so on. And sometimes we could, as what we did for IB and for Waldorf here, did it before, we could recommend another school, not because your child is bad or good or not better, not good enough, but because we understand that some other system or some other school or kindergarten will help them, him or her more. And in this case, we could just recommend you to find another place, not because he or she is not good enough, but because he or she will not feel comfortable here, or we cannot provide enough attention to her or to him, and something like this.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Sometimes the system might not work for them, so that's why you would be recommending another system. Yes.
Great. How many kids of the age 5 are you going to take in the pre-primary Montessori group? So as far as I understand, we do not have any limits for, 5, 4, and 3. So it will be a huge group for the whole pre-primary. So I have no idea.
As it progresses, you can yes, you can see more clearly the age, you know, and you do try to have kind of a balance between the 3, 4, yes. But at the start, it will be difficult, yes.
What skills, knowledge do you expect a child demonstrate during the interview?
Yeah, so maybe interview. It's just, we'll just call it a meet and greet.
Okay, as far as
Introduction, maybe.
won't be an exam and no need to, you know, to show it's not a talent show.
No.
We're in a formal meeting to introduce
Yes.
your family,
Yes.
just discuss your ideas, expectations.
Yes, as a one-to-one basis, because there were so many people at this meeting that it's just more of a one-to-one meeting. That's all. Yeah.
We can also answer parents' question like into one-to-one conversation, just to find the way. Do we match each other, their parents' expectations, family expectations, child expectations? Are we meeting them? Are we on the same page? Is it exactly what you're looking for your child? That's how I would say. Definitely more like conversation and introduction.
Yes.
That's true. Do you offer a discount for a second, a third, or third child? Yes, we do. So we provide a 5% discount for the second child and 10% discount for the third child. If the kid doesn't want to do what he or she is told to do in the classroom, what does Montessori teacher usually do?
So again, it's to get the children's interest. So the interest isn't with that activity that you're proposing at that moment. So you have a whole classroom full of materials that you can propose different things, and you a different material will work to spark the child's interest. Excuse me.
That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
There will be 40 pupils in one room and 4 teachers. Yes, that's true. And the size of the will be the size of the room will be much more bigger than a normal one. So that's it. Is it possible to get information about the extra fees, food, bus, etc.? So you can find some information on our website. You can choose the section information for parents. So this current year, let me try not to mix everything. So it's 1,600 euro per year if I'm talking about bus service round trip. Maybe the fee will be increased next year because of course it's our external service and they maybe will need to increase the fees. If I'm talking about food, it's 10 euro per day for hot lunches for primary and 5 euro per day if I'm talking about pre-primary. And if I'm talking about some clubs and labs, usually it's about, so again, it's depend on the lessons, but it could start from 60 euro per trimester up to the most expensive is 500 per trimester, but it's it's 2 lessons per week. It's, for example, graffiti or sailing club. So one lesson is here in our school premises and the other one is during the weekdays for if I'm talking about sailing. It's of course and the seasides. If I'm talking about graffiti, they usually go somewhere in some special place to do graffiti there. Can a parent stay for the first days of the pre-primary group so that the child 3 years old feels safe because it will be the first experience for a child?
So in my experience, we've had the first couple of days have been half days. And yes, the parents have come in for a little bit of that time. And then gradually, you know, the time for the parents to come in is shorter. And then usually by the end of the first week, maybe then the parents are saying goodbye at the door. I'm not sure if it's the same for you, Maria.
It's the same. I was working with the system with 3 introduction days when the parents just can stay with the children. We are starting with 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to say goodbye at the door, as you said, but it's similar. It's around a week of
Yeah.
the introduction.
Thank you. What additional classes besides the Montessori cycle will be in the first part of the day if we decide to take just half the education and during the all day? So let me answer about the whole day program. We have a huge variety of labs and clubs in the second part of the day. I think we have more than 20-25 different lessons during the week, so you can for the different age groups, so you can choose between. And please, if we're talking about first part of the day, the floor is yours.
So it's like Gronia said, we have working cycle. It's around 3 hours working cycle. Sometimes starting with circles, sometimes just working individually on the materials, and then it's outdoor playtime.
Mhm.
I
So,
don't know.
and incorporated in the work cycle, you kind of have arts and crafts on the shelf. So that would be like art, not maybe a separate art lesson, but art is available on the shelf. And then movement can be incorporated in the circle time as well, and music.
Okay, great, thank you. So 1 teacher per 10 kids. Are you planning to find some assistant for each teacher? One person is having a hard time with 10 kids sometimes. So I can mention that it's usual ratio for the whole school, 1 teacher per 10 kids, both in pre-primary and Waldorf and IB. So it's quite okay as far as I can observe it, but my colleagues could also add something here.
No, I think 1 teacher per 10 children is more than enough. And how I was working, you're always working as a team, and so we are supporting each other in any way it's needed. Sometimes just to help the children, sometimes to help each other, or just to do the presentation or to do the circle. So basically, it's a teamwork.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it was the last question. So you have a chance to type more question as soon as we are here. If no, then I want to once again say that we will share the record of this meeting with you, and feel free if you will if you want to answer more to ask more questions, feel free to write an email for us or come to a school tour. Please tell about food. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we are working with company Uptown Square. It's a huge company. They have restaurants here in Limassol, and they're also working as a catering company for, I don't know, more than 20 offices all around Limassol as well. We are working with them from the beginning of September, and it's quite okay. Actually, today I had my lunch from there. Usually it's a variety of quite healthy food. So it's main dishes and side dishes, no French fry, no chicken nuggets, everything baked or boiled. And we also provide lots of vegetables for students and fruits for desserts. So actually you cannot find any, I don't know, chocolates or fast food. So it's trust me, it's quite okay. And I have 2 children here in the school, and they are also they both adore food here. So I don't think it would be a problem. And during before the school year, we also ask all parents about allergies. So we're trying to fix the menu if needed, if you have a special needs or special menu for your child. When do you say children choose materials to work on? What type of work is it? This for pre-primary?
So for pre-primary, you start like Maria was talking about, the 5 areas of the classroom. So you have practical life, sensorial, math, language, and culture. So practical life means anything they would use at home. So it's usually the bridge between home and school. So they practice things like pouring and spooning. What they're doing is refining their sorry, refining their skills in order to prepare them for writing at a later stage. So sensorial introduces a lot of different things like colors, textures, length, height, width, and then we start with the math and language. So everything starts with the sandpaper. So sandpaper letters or sandpaper numbers. So always tracing the sound of the number, tracing the sound of the letter, and then continuing on from there.
Great, great, thank you. And one more question. Are you planning to organize Waldorf-style food practices like cutting fruits, vegetables during the day in Montessori?
Yes, absolutely. It's the same like in Waldorf school. It's the same like in Waldorf school. We're gonna prepare our snacks, we'll cut, we'll have cooking projects. Definitely, yes.
Great. Again, a last call. If you have any questions, please feel free to do it right now. Thank you very much. You're always welcome. And I hope that we will have a chance to meet in person soon. And of course, we will organize a meeting before the school year and during the year, of course. So thank you very much. You're welcome. We try to do our best today. So we will share the record. I want to be your student myself. to be honest, it's my dream, because if you're in primary, you have a chance to go for a walk all day long. You have a chance to eat properly. You have a chance to even sleep during the daytime. Trust me, it's my dream. Yeah. So hope to see all of you soon. And have a nice evening. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice
Thank you.